And yes, these challenges are real, but at the same time, we have made significant strides. Today, we honor the progress we have achieved, progress driven by women determined that every worker, regardless of gender or background, is safe on the job. Here at SOWSHE-A, our mission is clear: to empower and develop both aspiring and current future female OSHE professionals. We stand committed to helping women navigate through the complexity of workplace safety to ensure that they have the resources, mentorship, and opportunities they need to thrive. Together, we can create solutions that address the gaps in safety, including PPE that fits all women, and leadership roles that reflect the diversities we bring to the table. Join us today, this morning in fact, as we celebrate women leading the way. We are here to work together, to build together, and to empower women across Africa and beyond. So please, relax and enjoy the conference as we continue to break bridges, build barriers, and build more bridges for a safer tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause for the beautiful presentation. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I am aware that today at the first African Women in EHS conference, we have represented here different women from different African countries. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a very quick roll call. When I mention your country, please make some noise. Celebrate yourselves. Let us know that you're represented here. Are you ready? I have been told that right here in this hall, in Lagos, Nigeria, we have women who have come all the way from Cameroon. Where are you? Where are you? Amazing. I can see the women from Cameroon waving. Thank you for coming. We also have right here in this hall women representing Zambia. Where are my Zambian women? Please wave, wave, wave. Make some noise. All right. Is it true that there are women from Tanzania here? Woo! I can see the lady in yellow saying, yes, we're here. All right. Is it really true that we've got people from Rwanda here? Where are you? Wave, 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 wave. All right now, my people that are competing with us and saying that their jollof is sweeter than our jollof. When we know the truth, when we know we are together. Where are my people from South Africa? All right. I also hear that represented in this hall, we've got people from Kenya. And of course, the host country for this year. Please, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Nigeria. All right. I want to tell the people online that you're not left out. Wherever you're joining in from on YouTube, please drop a message telling us where you're joining in from. Tell us the country you're representing. As a matter of fact, drop your flag, wave your flag online. Once again, you're welcome to the first African Women in EHS Conference. My name is Temi Badru, and it's such an honor to be hosting this event, to be your MC today. I'll not be working alone. I'll be joined by my remarkable colleague, Stella, and very soon you'll get to hear from her. Stella Idowu is her name. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the welcome address. And it's time for me to yield the stage to the best person who is able to welcome us properly. I'm talking about the founder and current president of the society. Yes, please keep clapping let me just keep saying it while you're clapping. I love the energy. Where women gather, there's so much energy. So she's the founder and current president of the Society for Safety, Health and Environment Africa, SOWSHE-A. She's also the CEO of CTS Globe, a leading HSC training and consulting firm in the UK and Africa. She's the visionaire. She's the one that said we have to be here to celebrate women in EHS. We've got to be here to empower women in EHS. And she's the reason that people have come from different parts of the world to be a part of this conference. She's the reason that you've bought a plane ticket and said, I'm coming to Nigeria and I want to be a part of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, and I know that they're not, please celebrate with me the visionary founder, Funmi Adegbola. Please celebrate your convener.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you please help me celebrate Temi for the great job so far? Thank you very much. I was wondering who she was about to call up, but no, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I would like to firstly say a big thank you for coming out today. Particularly, I want to say a big thank you to our headline sponsor, Nibosh, who has made today possible alongside many of other sponsors and supporters. So I'll be very quick and try and keep it as succinct as possible. So esteemed members, distinguished guests, and fellow women of the Society of Women in Safety, Health and Environment, Africa. It is with great pride and gratitude that I welcome you all to the inaugural event of African Women in EHS Conference and Awards, organized by SOWSHE-A. As the founder of this society, I'm honored to stand before such an amazing, inspiring, and magnificent group of women and men, actually, who are here to support us today, who have come together to champion empowerment, to champion equality, to also champion equity, as well as inclusion. The vision of the Society of Women in Health, Safety and Environment was born out of a deep desire to create a safe, supportive, and inclusive space for women from all walks to be able to connect, learn, grow, and of course, thrive together. When I envisioned the community, I envisioned a community where women could uplift each other, share their wisdom and of course their experiences, and collectively work towards breaking barriers and challenging the status quo. We've heard through the drama presentation today on the challenges that we face as women. And so I segue a little bit from what's written down to share what is my personal experience. And I title it being the odds and also beating the odds. And I say this because I found myself in the walk of my career to either be the only female in a male-dominated space, getting into an industry where historically has been known to be a male-dominated space, particularly as well in the western part of the world. So I grew up in England, and so not only was I, there was an intersection of challenges that I had to deal with, you know, from just being a female, but also being a female of color. So I say this today, that beyond just being a woman, we wear so many caps as women. We have to be sisters, we have to be mothers, we have to be wives, we have to be, you know, a mentor and what have you. And for me, during the course of my professional career, I unfortunately had to fight not just for equity or equality, but I also had to fight for my life as a breast cancer survivor. And so being in a workplace where unfortunately my superiors were men and didn't understand the dynamics and the complexity of my challenges, it was a difficult journey to navigate. And so I thought, why does another woman have to go through something like this? Why should any woman go through something like this? No, she must not go through it. Hence why we decided to come up with the Society of Women in Safety, Health and Environment, where it's a community for women to come together, learn together and grow together. I will leave you to read obviously the remaining parts because my speech is in the brochure. But I just want to say that this theme for the year is intentional. We really indeed want to break barriers. We want to build bridges. And I hope that the conversations here today, you know, stirs our heart towards this cause. So in closing, I extend my warmest welcome to each and every one of you and invite you to join hands with us as we journey forward with courage, conviction, and resolve. That together, let us write a new chapter in the history and in the story of female empowerment, resilience, and triumph. This is the first of its kind, a community of its kind in Africa. There is no other community where you have female OSH professionals come together under one umbrella. And so we want to celebrate ourselves for the achievements that we've actually done so far and where we're going. So thank you and welcome to the Society of Women in Safety and Health Environment Africa's inaugural session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, so much coming today. And I'd like to thank our convener, you know, for getting us started. You've heard from her. She's welcomed us. I saw a quote, ladies and gentlemen. I stumbled on a quote, and I'm just going to read it out. It says, "No vision ever becomes a reality without people who believe and contribute to its success." No vision ever becomes a reality without people who believe in it and people who contribute to its success. And then I found another quote similar to this, and it says, "Behind every great vision is a team of champions, of supporters, of sponsors who believe in making the impossible possible." So it takes people. And at this point, I'd like to celebrate our headline sponsor. Please put your hands together for NEBOSH for supporting this vision. NEBOSH is the National Examination Board in Occupational Safety and Health, a leading international organization that offers certifications on health, safety, environment, and well-being management. And so when Fumi decided that she was going to, have this vision, and when her wonderful team decided that they were going to host this conference for African women, they knew that they needed some support. And one of our sponsors today, our headline sponsors, as a matter of fact, decided to say, I want to invest in women. I want to support these women. I want to be a part of this conference. And that's why we are here today. So please, let's celebrate them one more time. They're the reason that we're having this conference. What a beautiful conference and award session we're going to have later on. So without further ado, let's hear from them. I'd like us to please look to our screen as we have a video by Nebosh. Please, let's look to our screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, and welcome to the first African Women in EHS Conference and Awards. I'm the CEO of Nebosh, and we are very proud to be the headline sponsor for this important event, focused on breaking barriers, building bridges, and women leading the way to safer and more sustainable communities. Nebosh is a global advocate for diversity in EHS. As we build our new social purpose program, which is designed to increase our charitable reach and impact, we envisage that this will be a central and vital tenet of our strategy. Diversity is something that Nebosh is incredibly passionate about, and we see a pressing need for it at local, national, and international levels in occupational safety and health. But to deliver impact and effect change, it is paramount that we partner with like-minded organizations with shared values such as SOWSHE-A. I hope very much that our modest contribution to the EHS Conference and Awards will encourage further access to training and knowledge and open the doors to future collaborations. Unfortunately, on this occasion, I am unable to attend and join you in person, but I know that the fantastic lineup of influential and informed guest speakers and presenters will provide thought-provoking insight and interest for the EHS community. It is here where you, our EHS professionals, advocates and champions, will start and continue the all-important discussions for the future of our profession. We hope the event is a real success, filled with fresh ideas, alternative.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for the audio to come up,
it is up to all
let
of
me
us
just
to find
quickly
solutions
say
for a
that
world grappling with
while
so many
just
challenges.
preparing for this event, and please
The
let me know when
emergence of
it's
artificial
time to
intelligence,
just yield the stage to the audio
impact
or to our keynotes, to our headline sponsors. But while preparing, I stumbled on so many beautiful things about Africa. And good thing we have a community of women from different parts of Africa. So I'm going to be asking a few questions, and I'm just going to be getting a sense of where the audience, are from, where you are representing. I'm going to ask the ushers to please pass the microphone. If you could please pass the second microphone. And then if you want to answer, I'm going to ask a question, throw it open. Please feel free to answer. So, this is called the Guess Where I Am From. It is the Guess Where I Am From. So I'm going to say something. You're going to guess the state. You're going to guess the country. And let's see how many of us will get it right. All right, let's begin. This country is known as the land of 1,000 hills. Anybody wants to take that? Okay, somebody over there. A land of 1,000 hills.
Rwanda.
Rwanda. Are you representing Rwanda here? Love it. All right. Okay, so I didn't tell you this twist to it, but this is the twist to it. I've mentioned the country, and I've asked you to guess. I'm going to ask the person who takes the stage to give us some clues as to where they're from, and we are going to guess where they're from. So, some clues. If you've mentioned it already, then you can just nominate someone who can give us some clues. All right. guess where I'm from? So many people represent. I mean, at the beginning, when I was shouting the different countries, we're saying, yeah, yeah. Now I'm saying, let us guess. Okay, please, you can yield the microphone to her. So just tell us something about your country or about your state and something unique and let us guess. Or pick a country. It doesn't have to be where you're from because now you've told us. Okay. So, yes.
Which country?
Okay, what's the country? South Africa. I love that. I love the drama that she brought on. You know, that's the thing about women. Our energy. Please, a round of applause for her. I couldn't have done that better. Next time I'll try it. Is it? Whee! I'm going to try that. All right. So please nominate somebody or any volunteers. Just guess. Let us guess where you're from. Somewhere in Nigeria, somewhere outside Nigeria. Happy to guess. All right, there's somebody here, yes, with a lovely red outfit.
Igbo kwenu.
Okay, but are you giving us a clue as to the state? Because we're looking for the state. But then I know that you're my sister from the eastern part of Nigeria, but I don't know the exact state. Okay, there's somebody beside her who wants to tell that. Guess where we are from? We are African. At the end of the day.
Abia State.
Okay, is it Abia State?
Igbo land.
Okay. Anybody wants to give us some clues? Okay, let's move a bit. We come here and then we go over there. All right, yes, ma'am. The microphone is just by your side.
Anyala. Anya o. Respond. Anya o. From Benue State, Idoma.
Amazing. You took the suspense away. You told us the answer. Thank you so much. So subsequently, don't tell us the answer. Let us guess a bit. Okay, there's a gentleman who is saying, I'm here to support the women, and I want you to take a stab at it. Please, a round of applause for him.
Kumbuna Yunani.
And it keeps getting harder. It keeps getting harder.
No answer?
Please, anybody wants to try? Kongo Narunan.
Kumbuna Yunani.
Okay, let me not imitate you. Okay,
let me. Naningi Kabiru Kosoko.
Sorry, ma.
What's your name? Congo Dia.
all right. We'll continue later, but I've learned from this session, and now I can go and brag anywhere and say, and the other things. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we'll move on to the next program. I'd invite my colleague, Stella Idowu, to please come up to bring up our patron. Just so you get a sense of what is coming, we have a keynote address. But before that, please let me know if... Yeah, so we move on to that, and then we come back to, eventually, would definitely love to hear from our headline sponsor, as the program goes on. So please, Stella, come bring up our patron. Let's celebrate our patron in advance, and Stella comes up very quickly to bring up our patron.
Thank you so much, Timmy. The energy in this room is really, truly fired up. I welcome you to the first African Women in EHS conference. If you're glad to be here, please put a round of applause for yourself. My name is Stella Idowu, and it's a privilege to be co-hosting this phenomenal event. Right now, we will be listening to a warm message from our patron. With nearly 4 decades of experience in the insurance industry, the patron of SOWSHE-A is a distinguished leader, mentor, and advocate. She has served as the Director General and CEO of the Nigerian Insurance Association and currently presides as the President of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, please make welcome Madam Yetunde Ilori as she comes up on stage. Please keep clapping for this beautiful woman as she comes up on stage. Please celebrate her, come on. You're looking resplendent, ma. Welcome.
Thank you, Stella. This is a special event where I have to appreciate people even ahead of doing anything. And that is because a lot has been done before now. No want to mess up protocol, even though I recognize and I have in the house some people that I've known for years, especially someone in Lagos State that is doing so much to ensure that health and safety is complied with across board. Mr. Lanre Omojola, I recognize you. That does not mean we are not all important, but because it's not my duty to recognize dignitaries, and I believe that will be done at the appropriate time. I'm just here to appreciate you that you have chosen to be here today. I know you have many options, but because this is where to be, you are here, and you need to celebrate yourself for being here. Kindly celebrate yourselves for me. I have my appreciation written already, but I just need to put a voice to it. So to our distinguished guests, fellow members of the Society of Women in Safety, Health and Environment Africa, I feel so delighted and I'm immensely grateful to stand here before you today at this esteemed conference as a proud patron of SOWSHE-A. It is truly an honor to witness the passion, dedication, and collective effort of all stakeholders that are gathered here, even the ones that are online, especially our sponsors at various levels that made this possible. I want to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt appreciation to each of you for your unwavering support and commitment to promoting gender equality, empowering women, and creating more inclusive society. Your artwork, resilience, innovative ideas are a testament to your extraordinary dedication to our cause. As we come together at this unique inaugural conference and award event, because it's the first of its kind in Africa, to share knowledge, inspire change, as has been demonstrated to us even from the welcome piece that we witnessed earlier, and collaborate on meaningful initiatives. I'm deeply moved by the spirit of unity, not just demonstrated within the profession or the career, but also across Africa. You know, the kind of empowerment that permits this gathering, collective impact on lives of women within our community and beyond. And we thank the men that are here to support us. And beyond is both remarkable and inspiring. I'm immensely proud to witness the transformative work that SOWSHE-A is doing and has accomplished over the years. If you go through the pamphlet that you're holding, you'll see what has been done over the years. And I'm so proud of them, from various trainings, mentorship, and certification, assisting people to even pass the exams. I'm very proud of what you have done. I have no doubt that our shared vision for a more just and equitable world will continue to drive us forward. And your determination and enthusiasm serve as a beacon of hope for all those who strive for a better future for women everywhere. And I will not end my speech without asking you to join the visionary lady, the one whose dream has come true, and I'm talking of Fumi. I know the tenacity and the resilience that she has put together with her team to ensure that this program is holding. As I especially, I want us to just recognize her efforts. You need to understand when she shares all that she has gone through. Thank you for not allowing, thank you for celebrating her with me. Thank you for not allowing this vision to die. It's just the beginning. I know you are going places. And I appreciate everyone that has supported thus far, and that is the leadership team, the ambassadors, all members, everyone that has believed in your vision for their unwavering commitment, passion, and dedication. So I thank you all for your tireless efforts. I know you keep up the dream because you are doing an incredible work. It is my honor to serve as your patron because I also believe in this vision, and I look forward to our continued collaboration and success with your full support and participation. And that is speaking to everyone that is here present. We have the power to effect positive change and build a more inclusive society that respects the female gender. I want to say, stay on, enjoy yourself, and make the maximum use of the time that you spend with us. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the patron's remark, Madam Yetunde Lori. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been informed that we're now ready to watch the video from our headline sponsor. So please, let's look to the screen as the video plays. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to the first African Women in EHS Conference and Awards. I'm Andy Shenstone, the CEO of NEBOSH, and we are very proud to be the headline sponsor for this important event, focused on breaking barriers, building bridges, and women leading the way to safer and more sustainable communities. NEBOSH is a global advocate for diversity in EHS. As we build our new social purpose program, which is designed to increase our charitable reach and impact, we envisage that this will be a central and vital tenet of our strategy. Diversity is something that NEBOSH is incredibly passionate about, and we see a pressing need for it at local, national, and international levels in occupational safety and health. But to deliver impact and effect change, it is paramount that we partner with like-minded organisations with shared values such as SOWSHE-A. I hope very much that our modest contribution to the EHS Conference and Awards will encourage further access to training and knowledge and open the doors to future collaborations. Unfortunately, on this occasion, I am unable to attend and join you in person, but I know that the fantastic lineup of influential and informed guest speakers and presenters will provide thought-provoking insight and interest for the EHS community. It is here where you, our EHS professionals, advocates and champions, will start and continue the all-important discussions for the future of our profession. We hope the event is a real success, filled with fresh ideas, alternative perspectives, and innovative approaches to EHS. It is up to all of us to find solutions for a world grappling with so many challenges. be it the emergence of artificial intelligence, the impact of different working patterns in a post-pandemic environment, and perhaps above all, the global effects of climate change. Thank you for attending this event. I hope very much that you find the next several days to be fruitful, rewarding.
A big thank sponsors and also to all our sponsors as well. And in the course of the event, we'll continue with recognition to recognize the distinguished guests who are here. But very quickly, I'd like to bring up for the keynote speech, our keynote speaker. However, before that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a platform through which we'd like you to engage, to ask questions, and to take part in polls. And that's not just for the physical audience, but for the virtual audience as well. So would please project the QR code. If we could please project the QR code for Slido. It will come up on screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's just take a screenshot of that. Let us just scan the QR code, and then it will enable us. This is the access code, and then it would enable us access that platform, Slido, to ask questions. So you can just ask questions in the course of the event. Very soon we're going to have a panel, and then you may want to, ask questions. This is the platform through which we'll collate our questions. If you want to take part in polls in the course of the event, we'll be having polls. Please, this is the platform as well. We believe that a number of people who have registered have already received the email with information about this. However, we are sharing again so that you don't miss out on it. So please scan the QR code and then follow the instructions, use the access code underneath, and you can ask questions in the course of the questions or in the course of the conference, or participate in polls. Now, without further ado, I'm very honored to bring up our keynote speaker. She is the country director of the ILO Country Office for Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. She has extensive experience in public and private sectors, including roles at Business Unity South Africa and the South African Department of Public Service and Administration. Dr. Vanessa holds a doctorate in business administration and an honorary doctorate in global leadership and management, along with an executive MBA and a master's in international relations. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding applause, please welcome our keynote speaker for today, the country director, ILO, Dr. Vanessa Fala Moyo. Please, a round of applause for her. Celebrate her. Let's keep clapping till she gets on stage. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Madam. And it's almost afternoon, still good morning. Let me take this opportunity to recognize the founder, my sister, Fumi. It's a pleasure really to work with you, and I'm very pleased at what you have achieved. I know the journey has not been easy, but definitely worth it. And as I learned when I came to Nigeria, there's a saying that says, Naija no dey carry last. I hope also and pray that SOWSHE-A no dey carry last. Despite the challenges that you will experience along the way, I just pray that you will remain resilient and forge ahead in the vision that you have for the organization. Let me also recognize the Vice President, my newfound sister, Portia, and I'm glad we have a Ghanaian Kente material, so it's nice to see you. Let me also recognize our patron, Ma. Thank you so much for your contribution and for your wise words of encouragement. As I said, this is going to be a collective journey where we are all going to bring our little contributions to make this whole thing a success. Health and safety practitioners that are here in the room this morning, I greet you all, my sisters, the representatives of the ministry, my sister, also my sister Neka, representing the Neka DG, Nigeria Employers Consultative Association. I know there are other representatives in the room, my DG, representing the Lagos Safety Commission, and the Deputy DG. It's always a pleasure to working with you. Ladies and gentlemen, as they said, my name is Vanessa, but you can call me Bolanle. I have other names representing all the 6 geopolitical zones, but because I'm in Lagos, I think Bolanle will suffice for now. Thank you so much for inviting the International Labour Organization to this very important maiden conference with a very interesting and topical theme, breaking barriers, building bridges, women leading the way to safer and sustainable communities. Indeed, this is a very timely thematic conversations, especially taking into consideration the world of work as we know it and as we see it today, and the many challenges that we continue to face in the world of work. Firstly, as professionals, but mostly also as women in leadership or women in the various professions. Let me say that the aim of my presentation is to share with you at a very succinct, summary way, a contribution through the actions, the tools, and the guidelines that the ILO, the International Labour Organization, have created in contributing or promoting women at work in general, and specifically women in occupational safety and health. I will just give you a brief background, and I will now go into our contribution at the global level, and then come back to be specific, looking at the contributions at the national level, and also conclude. And I hope not to take a lot of your time. For those that may not be aware, the International Labour Organizations, the main mandate of the organization is to promote social justice in the world of work, to make sure that there is no discrimination, and to make sure that the rights of workers, women, men, vulnerable groups are respected. And we do so by negotiating with the social partners, the representatives of the employers' organizations and the representatives of the workers' organizations, negotiating the various conventions that we have, the various recommendations, as well as protocols. And I will be speaking to some of them as I proceed in my address. There are, of course, several challenges that are facing the world of work today. As we know, in many of our countries, especially in the developing countries, there are a number of challenges such as inequality that continues to be persistent, and high levels of poverty, and also high levels of unemployment, particularly amongst the young persons that would have gone through various institutions of higher learning, and they are still not able to get the jobs that they can actually earn a living and contribute meaningfully to the societies. So these are many challenges that we are facing, and coming back to our own continent and our own country, Nigeria, the issue of informality is another major challenge. Workers who are working in the informal sector and therefore do not have the benefits of the decency that we see in formal jobs. So these are many other challenges that actually compelled my Director General to really spearhead a vision around social justice. And as a result, at the International Labour Conference this year in June in Geneva, the DG and the ILO launched the Global Coalition for social justice. And this is really our contribution to further creating dialogue and creating spaces where member states, where the private sector, where civil society organizations, the private sector can really have a meaningful conversations on how to really bring about meaningful sustainable development, how to bring about interventions that begins to address inequality and many other challenges at the root cause. Launch of the Global Coalition was a very successful initiative, and it was very pleasing to also have the President of Brazil speak at the launch and really give an insight on how this Global Coalition for social justice can actually contribute into addressing some of the problems. Indeed, this social justice also involves protection and the preservation of life and rights at work. On this subject, it is very important to bring to your attention, ladies and gentlemen, some of the data regarding occupational safety and health. Of course, many of us have examples and stories to tell about some occupational hazards that we've either personally experienced or know somebody that have experienced. And you will all agree, if we are actually working together and managing those risks, many of the hazard will be easily avoided. Ladies and gentlemen, 2.9 million deaths per year occurs because of industrial accidents and occupational illnesses. Another 402 million persons or workers suffer from work-related non-fatal accidents. 90 million years of health life is lost exposure to 19 major occupational hazards. And there are also many major industrial accidents that have occurred in the past in many parts of the world, including here also in Nigeria. And I'm sure our DG from the Lagos Safety Commission will also share with you their contribution in making sure that safety and health is the #1 priority for the Lagos state government. In addition to this human suffering and death, there are also quite a number of lost working days that constitute a significant economic impact and represent nearly 4% of the world annual GDP. Yet, all workers have the right to aspire to safe and healthy workplaces, a pillar of sustainable development. And all these accidents, as I said, and illnesses results from risk factors that could have been avoided by developing strategies to achieve a safe and healthy workplaces. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, the tripartite constituents of the International Labour Organization adopted on the 10th of June in 2022 during the 110th International Labour Conference an amendment, a very important amendment, making the safety and health working environment one of the fundamental principles and rights at work. And I must also say this was exacerbated by some of the challenges, health challenges that were brought to our doorstep by the COVID-19 pandemic. And as a result, we now have the Conventions on 155 on occupational safety and health and Convention 187 on the promotional framework for occupational safety and health, which both conventions are now fundamental conventions. As I said, the ILO promotes social justice, and we do so through several conventions. And the way we categorize these conventions, there are those that are called core fundamental conventions. As I said, this will now include conventions relating to safety and health, but in the past, these conventions included issues around child labor, forced labor, non-discrimination, and so forth and so on. So now we have health and safety now occupying a very prominent position as far as fundamental principles and rights at work is concerned. These decisions, therefore, makes it very important and calls out the various actors in the world of work on the numerous dangers to which workers are exposed in the workplace, and on the need to act together to better control the risks of industrial accidents and occupational illnesses, which constitutes harmful consequences on workers and their families, but also on the productivity of companies and the development of the national economy. So I do believe that the work that Fumi you are doing and the organization is also a very meaningful contribution towards this global movement, towards this global platform that we are trying to facilitate in order to bring all the different perspectives, to bring all the different inputs for a much more better impact on the ground. So I do hope that this is not together. Ladies and gentlemen, OSH professionals in the room, to this end, the combined provisions of those two conventions offer a very comprehensive framework for implementing the ILO Global in Nigeria who took initiative to ratify these two conventions even before they became core conventions. I think this is a testament to the government's intention, cautious intention of making sure that issues of safety and health are very important. So congratulations to the ministry and the director. We continue to work together in supporting many of your efforts, and I will speak to some of them in a little bit. And I must say that it is since 1994 that Nigeria has been engaged in the systematic management approach with the ratification of the conventions and also the adoption of its first national OSH policy, which the implementation has enabled to bring progressive changes in the improving of the world or the work conditions, life quality at the different workplaces in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, note that in this process, the tripartite constituents of Nigeria also validated on the 5th of October, with the full support of the International Organization, the contents of the new country profile, revised document which highlight the current situation of occupational safety and health in the country, and proposed orientations which will allow the next national program for 2025-2030 to develop actions that will promote the achievement of a safe and healthy working environment as an ILO principle and fundamental right at work. I'm also happy to announce that in addition to those core fundamental conventions related to occupational safety and health, in 2022, Nigeria also ratified Convention 190, and this convention relates to issues of harassment and violence at work. This is an additional intervention to make sure that protection of workers, particularly women in the world of work, receive the priority that it requires. Despite the efforts already made, the work on occupational safety and health is immense, hence the need to strengthen the mobilization of all OSH stakeholders with an important place for women. And indeed, SOWSHE-A takes a very important platform on this by bringing together all these wonderful, brilliant women who are really taking a very bold step in ensuring that you contribute meaningfully to the advancement of occupational safety and health in Nigeria and also in the rest of our continent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just briefly in terms of our contribution at the global level, the mechanisms of action of the International Labour Organization and its constituents, as I said, is mainly based on the adoption of conventions which are negotiated over several days in Geneva, sometimes going into the evenings at night, also including recommendations and protocols and guidelines that will then be translated or domesticated into national law by the member states that ratify the convention. Thus, with regard to the protection and promotion of women at work, there are several conventions that I would just like to highlight for your attention. The first one relates to equal opportunities at work. We also have Convention 100 on equal pay. We know for many years women will be doing the same work but being paid less than the male counterparts. We now have a convention that specifically speaks to equal pay for work of equal value. We also have inclusion of non-discrimination at work among the fundamental principles via ILO Declaration, Convention on Discrimination, Employment and Occupation, as well as maternity protection at work, and as I mentioned, Convention 190 on violence and harassment, and most importantly, Convention 102 on social security. Ladies and gentlemen, now to move briefly to our contribution at the country level and to mention some of the specifics that we've been contributing to as the International Labour Organization. And let me start, and here this is what I want, especially our women professional health and safety practitioners to pay a very close attention, because I do believe that there may be some opportunities that might be of interest to you or to some of those that you know. First of all, it relates to the promotion of women in occupational health and safety professions. And this contribution can be made at several levels. For example, opportunities for skills development and career prospects for women in the field of SOWSHE and management. And as a result, the ILO has a particular strategy on skills and lifelong learning. The second one is around opportunities for developing women's skills through SOWSHE training program that we have been setting up as the International Labour Organization through our International Training Center in Turin, Italy. Some of you may have been part of some of this training, but this is also a very important, useful resource for your information. We have more than 20 vocational training programs or topics in the field of SOWSHE, which we have developed and taught in several different languages, English, Spanish, French, and also depending on the modality. These are always organized face-to-face in Turin or hybrid combination of face-to-face and virtual. We also have several certified courses on essentials of occupational safety and health. Most importantly, as we are also advancing our academic contribution and the knowledge that we have generated through our experiences of implementing SOWSHE initiatives in the different countries and bringing in practical examples from working with the many companies that we deal with. We also have some master's program. We have a master's program in occupational safety and health, and this we are offering in partnership with the University of Turin. And this master's program is designed to equip you with the skills and the knowledge needed to excel in the international development. We also have another master in occupational safety and health, and this combines the experience of the University of Turin as well as the ILO ITC to provide multidisciplinary training to become a safety and health profession. And many of this training are currently running in the center. We have another master's in social innovation for sustainable development, and this aims to stimulate a critical thinking on the global trends affecting our society and provide the main tool and techniques for anticipating changes and responding to complex situations in the different dimensions of sustainable development. Lastly, we also have OSH employment and career development opportunities for women at national level in member countries. For example, ladies and gentlemen, my OSH practitioners, at the national level, these opportunities are found at various different operating pillars of the national OSH system. For example, within the OSH standardization institutions, such as the OSH directorates in the ministries in charge of health and as well as labor. And this, we know, this is where legislation is drafted. This is where legislation is implemented to oversee our occupational safety and health. Secondly, we have institutions that are charged in terms of regulating and the monitoring of sanctions on OSH matters, such as the Labor Inspectorate, medical labor inspections, as well as labor administration. Thirdly, we have several institutions which are also in charge of enforcement and services, such as the National Social Security Organization, University and Vocational OSH Training Centers, Occupational Safety and Health Services, as well as many other firms, including, for example, as in the case in Lagos, the Lagos Safety Commission. And I'm very happy to indicate, DG, that we are now beginning to see other states also moving forward in establishing similar outfit. Actually, tomorrow, the ILO will also be speaking in Uyo, in Akwa Ibom, where the state government has also taken a very deliberate and conscious decision to improve their OSH offering. Here, our main role is to promote the ratification of occupational safety and health conventions, but also to provide the necessary support to countries, because ratification is one thing. At the core of it is implementation. And we know in this part of the world, you know, it's easy to come up with policies, it's easy to draft regulations and guidelines, but the implementation becomes the challenge. And this is where we are working hand in hand, side by side, with the ministry, with the relevant institutions, with the representatives of NECA, the representatives of NLC and TUC, to really provide meaningful support to ensure that, firstly, the ratification of those conventions is domesticated into national law. And when we have national law, to then make sure we provide, as the ILO, the necessary technical and financial support to implement the legislation. Indeed, the adoption and implementation of these policies and programs, according to the combined conventions that I've mentioned, have become fundamental conventions, allowing a country such as Nigeria to enter into a national process of continuous improvement on matters related to occupational safety and health. And in the recent years, our office here in Abuja has also provided significant support to the development of the OSH both in Nigeria and in many other countries that we cover. Let me just mention a few of them for your interest. The necessary technical and financial support for the recent ratification of the conventions, the development of the first national OSH profile in 2016, and the formulation of the revised policy in 2020, including the guidelines, were all developed by the ministry, the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, with support of the ILO, and also substantive contribution of our social partners. The development and validation by our tripartite partners of the OSH country profile last year, as well as the ongoing processes from the ministry in terms of sensitization, popularization of the national OSH profile, and the maiden national OSH summit that the ministry, I'm sure, will speak about and is also preparing. Also, we have worked with NECA, and my sister will also speak a little bit on that, as well as the Lagos State Safety, on a number of interventions. One that I personally enjoyed was when we supported many women entrepreneurs to really manufacture and produce high-quality PPEs. And in addition to that, we were able to support them to sustain their businesses. We provided different kind of training opportunities. Many of them out of that came up with bankable proposals. Many of them expanded their businesses. And we also was able to support at least 200 of these women to access the national health insurance. For us, this is not just talking, but actually walking the talk and making sure that what we say actually is reflective in what we are doing. As you can note, all of these actions contribute to the development of occupational safety and health at all levels in the national economy and open up important opportunities for the promotion of women in OSH. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, in view of all the above, we can say that the implementation of our mandate as a tripartite body, the only UN agency that actually brings in the representatives of the employers and the workers to negotiate and agree on several very important conventions to promote social justice, and as well as a strengthening of political will of member states that are members of the ILO, as well as social partners with regard to the ratification and implementation of the instruments. I can say that this is critical to the protection of the fundamental rights at work for all workers, for the protection of specific promotion of women at work, and promoting a safety and healthy environment at all levels. And this will further contribute to breaking down the barriers and building bridges for the continued promotion of women in the leadership of occupational health, safety, and professional, or rather environment professionals. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your attention. As I said, the journey ahead is still quite far. We have made meaningful contribution. We have made good strides, but it's not enough because we continue to experience challenges. I don't know if some of you had an opportunity to listen to the ongoing UN General Assembly, and I like to quote what the big Oga on top, the Secretary General of the UN, when he said, "We cannot build a future for our grandchildren based on the systems that were developed by our grandparents." So I want to leave you with that quote as I thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, ILO Country Director, Dr. Bolanle Vanessa Falamoya. Thank you so much. All right, Stella was just telling me that, do you notice that keynote speaker and the convener are wearing similar colors? It's the purple, and purple stands for royalty. And I said to her, I noticed that, do you notice that I'm wearing something in the family of purple too? I mean, even if it's not purple, it's in the family of purple. So in Nigeria, we call that famzin. When you just want to be associated with something that is good. But thank you so much for a succinct and insightful keynote address. I'd like to quickly recognize our sponsors, and as the sessions go on, we'll continue to recognize our sponsors. Please join me as I celebrate our sponsors. Century Group. Thank you. I'd also like to celebrate Hybrid Group. Thank you for making this conference a success. We really, really appreciate your partnership. We appreciate your sponsorship. I've also observed that beyond this room, the energy online is amazing. It is truly commendable. I went on YouTube to just get a sneak peek into what is happening there. And I saw some comments from people from different parts of the world, just to let you know that we see you, we can hear you, and would like you to continue, to just buzz, on social media. Let us know what is happening. Drop a question, drop a poll, be a part of the sessions and contribute. I can see on YouTube, I'm going to mention some names quickly and ask the physical audience to celebrate them, because it's not easy to be perhaps far away, but to focus on a session as this, So please join me as I celebrate all our virtual audience. Please celebrate Judith from Kenya, Rosia from Namibia, celebrate Tak from Nigeria. I can see Maureen from Kenya. Kenya is leading on YouTube. Where are my sisters from Cameroon? Where are my sisters from Ghana? Please. This is now a competition. Let the engagement continue. We want to see the buzz. We want to see, that engagement from you. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to hear some goodwill messages. Very short goodwill messages. About 2 minutes, we'd ask our speakers to kindly just make the messages as brief as possible, just so that we're able to move on very fast. And joining us for this goodwill message, the first one joining us online is the chairman, Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations, Federal House of Representatives, Honorable Suleiman Abubakar Gumi, FNSC. Can you hear us, sir? All right, he's joining us virtually for the goodwill message. Please let us know if you can hear us, sir.
Okay, I can't hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good. Lovely.
All right, please go ahead. We will just, about 2 minutes goodwill message. We'll
All right,
to hear from you.
good morning, everyone. I will first of all like to apologize for not being able to present my goodwill in person at this wonderful program. I had come to attend the ECOWAS Parliament session in Lomé, Togo, so I had to miss the event. Here goes my goodwill message. It is though a true honor to still find me worthy to virtually present this message at this wonderful Women in Safety Conference and Award. We gather here not just to discuss health and safety, but to celebrate the vital contributions of women in this field, especially within the context of Africa. Health and safety is a cornerstone of any successful organization, yet it has often been a male-dominated arena. Today, we recognize that to create safer workplaces and communities, we must harness the full potentials of both men and women. Encouraging female participation in health and safety professional practice is not a matter of equity. It is essential for innovation, effectiveness, and sustainability. When women are involved in safety practices, we see diverse perspectives that enhance problem solving. Women often bring unique insights that can lead to improved safety protocols and practices. Their contributions help us to identify risks that may otherwise go unnoticed, fostering environments where everyone feels secure and valued. In Nigeria and Africa at large, the importance of this participation is magnified as our continent continues to grow and develop. The challenges we face in health and safety become increasingly complex. Women have historically been underrepresented in leadership roles, yet they are critical to shaping the future of our industries. By encouraging more women to take on roles in safety management, training, and policy making, we not only empower individuals, but also create a ripple effect that benefits families, communities, and the economy as a whole. Furthermore, we must recognize the barriers that many women still face in entering and advancing within this field. This includes cultural norms, lack of access to training, and limited networking opportunities. As a community, we need to actively work to dismantle these barriers by fostering mentorship programs, promoting women in leadership roles, and advocating for policies that support work-life balance, which we can create a more inclusive environment by doing so. Let us all not forget the power of visibility. When young women see successful female leaders in health and safety, like our very own Fumi, they become inspired to follow in those footsteps. It is essential that we showcase female role models and share their stories, highlighting their achievements and the impact they have made. Together, we can shift perceptions and inspire the next generation to pursue careers in safety. As we engage in discussions today and tomorrow, let's focus on actionable steps. Let's identify strategies that can promote female participation in health and safety roles and create platforms where women can thrive. whether through training programs, scholarships, or networking events. We can build a community that uplifts and supports one another. In closing, I urge us all to recognize that promoting women in health and safety is not just a goal, it is imperative. By embracing gender diversity, we enhance our ability to create safer, healthier workplaces and communities. Together, let's commit to fostering an environment where every voice is heard, every contribution is valued, and every individual has the opportunity to succeed. And I believe this great society of women in safety, health, and environment in Africa, that is SOWSHE-A, is already achieving that. More grace to your elbows. Thank you for your dedication to this cause and for being part of this transformative journey. Let's make our workplace safer and more inclusive for everyone. Thank you for listening and have a fruitful deliberation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Suleiman Abubakar Gumi, FNSC, Chairman, Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations, Federal House of Representatives. Up next, we'll have another goodwill message, a very brief one, from Mr. William Carew, Head of Secretariat at ECOSOC of the African Union. He's represented today by Ms. Adeshola Adeyemo, a program manager. Please, a round of applause. She's joining in physically. She's going to be coming up for a very brief goodwill message. Afterwards, we have some information about the breakout session. So I'm going to be giving some information about the breakout session. Please celebrate a representative of the Head of Secretariat, ECOSOC of the African Union.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Head of Secretariat, all protocols observed, Your Excellencies, Honorable, I am Adesola Adeyemo, representing the African Union ECOSOC, specifically the Head of Secretariat, Mr. William. And on behalf of ECOSOC, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to SOWSHE-A on the successful hosting of the inaugural African Women in EHS Conference and Awards 2024. And this conference represents progress, not just for women in the environmental, occupational health, and safety profession, but for women across Africa. And organizing a conference like this, of this scale, is no small feat. It speaks volumes about the vision, determination, and leadership of SOWSHE-A. And this conference goes beyond honoring accomplishments. It establishes a platform, one that opens doors for future generations to thrive, to lead, and also exemplifies what can be achieved when we are committed to elevating the role of women in EHS and ensuring that their voices are heard and celebrated on a large scale. I'm told to keep it short. But the message here is simple and also profound, that the contribution of women, your contributions, are invaluable. And for generations, as we've all heard, women have been at the forefront of building safer, healthier, and more sustainable communities. And now, those contributions are being recognized, elevated, and celebrated as they rightfully should be. So for the women across the continent, for the women here in this room, this event sends a clear signal that your leadership is not only welcomed, but essential. It is essential for shaping the future of Africa and to guiding our collective progress forward. And to our leaders in the room, this event serves as a reminder of why inclusivity and diversity in leadership are so critical. It's more than gender equality, and it's about ensuring the well-being of our communities, their safety, health, and sustainability. And by empowering women to lead in critical sectors like the EHS, we're not merely opening doors, we're laying foundation for real and lasting change. So, as I'm here to represent ECOSOC as a civil society organ of the African Union, our mandate is to strengthen the capacities of CSOs. And it is in this conference that we see alignment of our objectives, of our mandates with that of SOWSHE, in advancing a shared vision of a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable Africa. And at ECOSOC, we proudly stand with SOWSHE and reiterate that empower women is not just a goal, it is a necessity. It is the key to unlocking Africa's potential. So occasions like this remind us that women possess the strength, the vision, and the determination to lead us forward to a brighter future. So to the women of SOWSHE-A, to Ms. Fumi, to the organizers, I offer my highest commendation, and your leadership in EHS is commendable, and this conference serves as a clarion call to the transformative power of women at the forefront, driving the progress that will propel our continents forward. So through your efforts, you're not only shaping the future of EHS, but also transforming the social, economic fabric of Africa. You are building a legacy that will empower a generation of women leaders. So in closing, on behalf of the head of Secretariat, Mr. William Carew, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to SOWSHE, to Ms. Fumi, to the organizers, and every woman that has been a part of this remarkable journey. May this inaugural conference mark the beginning of even greater achievements, inspiring a future where the role of women in EHS is rightfully recognized as a fundamental to Africa's growth and prosperity. Thank you, and I wish you truly a successful event.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the breakout sessions. And I know that our speakers are already standing by and ready to take us through the different sessions. So I'll just guide us on where each session is holding. The first session on the sustainability category, that one is holding in room 1. Room 1 is here. So breakout session 1 is happening here. I'm sure that we have indicated our interest in the breakout sessions that would like to join. So room 1, sustainability, is here, focused on greener workplace. Room 2, breakout session room 2 is the leadership category, and that one is focused on SDGs. Room 2 and room 3. So leadership is room 2, room 3 is technology, sustainability, sustainable digitization for a more resilient Africa. That is holding on the first floor. Breakout session room 2 and 3 are on the first floor. 4 and 5 are holding on the ground floor. And in this case, 4, well-being category. So we're having 4 sessions for this first set of breakout alternative rooms. So as I mentioned earlier, 1 is here, 2 and 3 are on the first floor, and 4 is on the ground floor. Now we notice that sometimes at conferences like this, people are just comfortable sitting where they are and say, am I really going to go to my breakout room? If you go into the program and what is coming, you realize that, the session you've indicated interest in earlier is going to be amazing. So don't just stay in your comfort zone and say, oh, I'll be here. No, let's go to our breakout rooms. Our speakers are standing by, and we're going to have a lovely time at those sessions. Afterwards, we'll have the tea break, and there's going to be sessions continue. So we'll guide on the sessions as we continue. Our ushers are available, our volunteers with the tags are available just in case you need some direction. Now, before we go, may I ask that we all please rise? Because now we are moving to our breakout rooms. Can we please all rise just before we go? Thank you, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's rise. We're going to the breakout rooms, but before we do that, just as we're about to march on to our breakout rooms, please, can we bring out our mobile devices? Our mobile devices, thank you. All right, can we please bring out our mobile devices? I know that you know where I'm going. Can you please turn on your camera? Please, let's turn on our camera. All right, can we please put it on selfie mode? All right, the first thing I'd like you to do is to first of all look into that image and say, wow. Wow. I mean, you can just look at yourself and call your name and say, wow. Yes, women in EHS, we know how to celebrate ourselves. And the gentlemen, please, a round of applause for all the gentlemen, he for she, the men who are supporting us, men who are advocating for women. All right, so I would like you to please take a picture of yourself. Take a picture with your friend. Take a picture with the person who is sitting by your side, the person who is standing by your side. Just get a picture. All right. Get a lovely picture. We're going to do a video together. All right, we're going to do a video, and you know, the longest stretch you can get, you know, stretch your hands as far as they can go. When I say women in EHS, what do you say? Let's come up. SOWSHE-A, thank you. SOWSHE-A, thank you. That's our slang. So when I say women in EHS, you say SOWSHE-A. Are we good? All right. So if in case you forget, just look to the board. There's Ojoro is allowed. Just look at what is here and you know what to say. Are we good to go? All right. Let's just a little bit of warm up before the real show. Women in EHS. Okay, we're good. Now let's go. Women in EHS. SOWSHE-A. All right, thank you so much. So please, what we'd love you to do, it's not just for the sake of leaving it in our archives. Some of us have so many videos in our archives. Is we'd like you to put that picture on your favorite social media platform. It could be X, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Instagram, and please use the hashtag AWEHSC. AWEHSC. That's speaking about African women, you know, EHS conference. So that's just a simple hashtag in case you forget. AWEHSC. Please use the hashtag. We want the conversations we're having here, as lighthearted as it seems, we want the conversations to go to different regions so that people can see this and, you know, it will pick their interest and they'll get interested in these conversations. So please put it on Facebook, put it on your WhatsApp status, put it on your WhatsApp status, on your WhatsApp, please. Put it there. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on X. If you're on Snapchat, please bombard them. Let them know that something is happening. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We can now proceed to the breakout room as, you know, we continue uploading on our way. And then we'll be back for tea break and the conference continues. Thank you. Women in EHS. That's the energy. See you soon.
an enterprise risk management professional with over 22 years of hands-on experience. He holds international certifications in various areas including environmental law, quality, health, safety, security, and ISO management systems. Engineer Badmus has a proven track record of translating safety, environmental, and quality performance into profitability for over 45 companies across different sectors. He has led the first IMS certification in Nigeria electricity supply industry and the first government parastatal in Nigeria and sub-African Africa. Engineer Badmus is a fellow in 10 leading professional bodies and has received numerous awards and accolades for his outstanding contributions to occupational safety and health. He is also a social impact leader and change maker, having initiated the Leadership Reboot platform and founded QHSE Leadership Academic, which I am an alumni from the cohort too. Additionally, he has attended executive courses in prestigious institutions, including Harvard and Lagos Business School. Please, can we jam our hands together and welcome our presenter for today, the Jagaban Engineer Jami Badmus.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, great audience. All praises and adorations are due to the Almighty wise God, the first without a beginning and the last without an end. Having saluted my God, having celebrated my God, I give all honor and respect to all our leaders seated here. I celebrate you, ma. Today is your day. Today is for the women. And I must tell us that without the women, we can't have men. So we need to all celebrate our women. Let's give them an applause, please, for the women. I also celebrate the moderator of the program, the MC. Good job, Auntie Badru. You've done very wonderful job. And they always say what a man can do, a woman can do better. In the positive way, women are really doing great. What we do, they help us to do it well. In health and safety, a woman is born from God, created to be an health and safety person. A man, we have to learn it. And I'll give you reasons why. A woman, when you get to their house like this, their home, they will put shirt, they will put everything where they belong. Housekeeping. But me and you, when we enter now, we take our suit, scatter the whole house. Poor housekeepers. So because of that, women are born to understand the critical aspect of health and safety, good housekeeping. And that's why we are here. So we celebrate you. What we need to do for women is give women the same size of shoe that will fit them and let women compete with men. If you give 45 size of shoe to a woman and a man, the man is going to enjoy because their own legs are, the sizes are not as much as 45. Give them the size that fits them and let them perform. Women will perform, if not better than men. And I can prove it with facts and figures. Let's go back to COVID-19. Having been involved in COVID-19 issues, I looked at it very well. Look at all the countries in the world that navigated COVID-19 and they are successful. Starting from New Zealand, starting from Jacinda, go to Angela Merkel of Germany, go to the Taiwanese Prime Minister. They navigated COVID very well. All those who are women come to where men are leaders. America then, Trump, you saw what he did. You come to Nigeria. Nigerians were fighting on palliatives. It's palliatives the men are fighting on. They kept palliative. While in New Zealand, the woman was even busy talking to the country women and men about the COVID. And COVID is all about emotional, part of safety. And he managed it very well. So women, I celebrate you. Please, let's clap for women. If you know you love your mom and you love your children, clap for women. I clap for you because I love my mom. She's still alive now, over 90 years old. The topic given to me by women is greener workplace, the sustainability model. For those who look at that word sustainability, that is what is reigning in the world today now. I was in Australia at the World Congress to talk about it. In Germany, 2 days ago, I was also speaking on another aspect of it. But women has brought their own sustainability with respect to greener workplace. Let's first ask ourselves, what is sustainability? How did I get the word? I got the word from safety plus sustainability. From safety, I remove T away. From sustainability, I remove sust away. I now call it sustainability. It's a term in the world now. It's a term now in the world that we want to cross-pollinate safety with sustainability. Because we notice some safety professionals are seeing themselves as competing with sustainability professionals. They're not fighting themselves. And there's no way sustainability will exist without health and safety. Why? Because sustainability itself is hinged on 3 P's: the people, the planet, and the profit. The people element of sustainability is health and safety. The people element, that's social sustainability, is purely health and safety more than anything else. So that is why we coin them together. So if you look at the next slide, shows I went to a company to do audit. It's an ISO 9001 2015 audit. And I entered the company. I saw flowers everywhere. Everywhere. Just like this conference room here. Everywhere flower. Real flower. Not plastic flower. And I was so impressed. Then while the audit was going, I asked one staff, why do you put flower in all your offices this way? He said, I don't want to talk. Oh. I don't want to talk. Oh. I said, talk now. He said, look, sir, our guy is a member of all those that worship flower. The MD is a member of that group. Everywhere is flower. He worships flower. I asked 3rd staff, 4th staff, about 6 staff I asked. They said, it's the MDO and his family. They are the people that worship flower. When I got to the MD, I just straight, like jokingly to the man. I said, my MD is a white guy. I said, sir, I saw flower everywhere. Is it that you like flowers to beautify your office and there are too many? He said, look, I put those flowers there because flowers, they are also plants. And plants undergo what we call photosynthesis. And when they do this, they breathe out oxygen and they take in CO2. I am using that CO2 to serve as bringing carbon footprint to be lower and giving my staff fresh air. The staff didn't know. They said the man is worshiping flower. That's a greener office. An office that is green, we also have a way to bring in, ambience inside that office. And one of the best way to do it is this one we are talking about. I greet all the women present here. I'm going to take the presentation. They will share the slide with us later. We can have the slide later, don't worry. Because I'm not seeing any slide here, but I will give you later. So, in the slide, I said, where do we start from? It's a very big topic. Where do we start from? Today in the world, where we are today, sustainability in the olden days, people just talk it. Now, the paradigm shift is everything is about sustainability. Any business you do, people talk about sustainability. And it's because everywhere in the world, people are now thinking of what value are you adding, not only to yourself, selfishly, also to the environment, and also to the people. And that is why it's becoming so important to us everywhere in the world. We live in this world, and this world is governed by principles. I always tell people, God Almighty, our Creator, gave us 10 commandments in the scriptures. Now in the world today, we have 17 principles, which we call it 17 sustainable development goals. That is what governs this world. Starting from the 1st up to the 17th, which is partnership. The first, which is talking about no poverty. And the second, talking about hunger. To the third, talking about our earth. And everything goes 12, 13, which talks about climate action, consumption 12. And up to the last one, that is 17, that is partnership. You cannot do it alone. These goals are there, and that brought out the concept we call sustainability or sustainable development. Many people have different definitions, but the definitions of Broadland Commission in 1987 is the best one that we all talk about. But me, I try to put it so simple for everywhere I speak. I say sustainability is just about don't do things today that make tomorrow worse for your grandkids. Don't do things today that makes tomorrow worse for your grandkids. And that is why the last speaker, our ILO country director, he put it succinctly in form of an African-American proverb that this world that we are today is not from our ancestor. We borrow it from our children, and we must protect it and give them back. So all these SDGs, as you have them, they are so important that they can intertwine. You can use it in companies, you can use it in society. In short, that is what was adopted by Mr. Governor, His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, where you call it Teams Agenda, and now change it to Teams Plus Agenda, that no one should be left behind. That is inclusion. That plus in Governor Showolu's Teams Agenda is no one should be left behind. Don't leave the women behind. You must involve them. Do you know that when you make a woman to be happy, you have made almost everybody in that area to be happy? When they say with one woman you can build a nation, those who said it are not joking, because when you have a woman that is doing well, she will have children that are also doing well. You have built a nation eventually. So as I was saying, everyone should know today that whatever you do as a business, if you are not thinking in the direction of where the world is going now, adding value to people, adding value to your community, all these are expressed in ISO 45001, 2018, clause 4.2, meeting the needs and expectations of interested parties. Interested parties are your stakeholders. Interested parties are your customers. They are the people. They are your staff. They are your board members. Don't think of that profit up there. I don't think of what we should do to people. I'll give you a case study. What we learn from history is that we learn nothing from history. In 1987, in America, there's a company known as Alcoa, Aluminum Company of America. This company, they were going down economically. Their financial health was getting to zero. They are unhappy. No money in the company. Then the next thing the company did is to bring in Paul O'Neill. They said, Paul O'Neill, come and manage this company. They say, you are a very intelligent man. And Paul O'Neill, just as I'm standing on the podium here, the first time he got to the company, he made some statements. And everybody say, this man must be stupid. You know what he said? He said, I'm going to make Alcoa the safest company in America. They said, this guy must be stupid. We are talking about a company going down economically. You are saying you want to make it the safest in America. We don't need that, we want money. But when Paulina started, he started engagement with the staff. He brought the idea of people element of a workplace. A greener workplace is a workplace that thinks of the people element, very critical. He started it. He started including people, engagement, follow all the things to make them happy. When staff are engaged, when staff are emotionally balanced, before you know it, they will start doing good job, productivity will increase, the company will eventually make what? Money at the end of the day. And that was the style the man used. Paul O'Neill was able to change the market share of Alcoa from 3 billion to 27.4 billion within 3 years because he believed in the safety of the workers. So important. As we now see this world, whatever we are doing always have impact on the world. That is why everybody now green, green, green. They are talking about green, green. Greener workplace, green economy, green this, green that. What they are trying to say is that whatever you are doing, don't forget environment, because it will also have impact on the people. There is no way you take an environment that people will not be affected positively. I will give a case study. I won't go too far. Nigeria, not too far. Lagos. When it rains for like 2-3 days, heavy rain. If it starts raining now, maybe we'll use canoe to leave this place. The drainage system is already blocked. Who block it? Not God. It's me and you. Because of our attitude, because of our culture, our mindset. They build on floodplain. Who built on floodplain? Me and you. We say, no problem. Not our portion. God is in control. So when you not affect yourself, environmental issues come back again to affect what you have done. So in a green economy, stroke greener workplace, you put things in place that you use to manage the environment, which in turn will have impact on the people. Somebody came to me one day, just 2 days ago. I was in UK. He now called me. He said, I've been calling your line, it's not going, I'm angry with you. I said, what's the problem? He said, look, you always support all those distribution companies, all those power sector. They are criminals, they are rogues. I said, how again? He said, they have band A. Band A is killing me. It's killing my family. The money is too much. 209.5. From 69 naira. They are wicked. I said, you are more wicked than them. It's a cost-reflective tariff. I have to explain to the guy the calculation of tariff and how they arrive at that money. And I told him, you can navigate through it. 209 is simple. They must give you a meter, get a meter. They manage your consumption. We don't manage consumption. We thought electricity should be social service, free. But when you go to London, you pay for it very well. You go to US, you pay. You come to Nigeria, you want it free. And those investors are not making any money. Why not go into green? Why not manage your investment? Look at this building now. You know how much they will be paying electricity bill for here? In your office, look at your lift. Your lift is up to 8th floor, 17th floor. Do you know how much energy it takes to move lift from up to down? Why not cut off your lift? How? Start lift from 4th floor. Cancel from 1st floor to 4th floor. Burn calorie. Don't burn electricity. Introduce a program like that. Let us start work, use staircase. It will improve their health. At the same time, reduce cost of electricity. You have to think outside the box now. It is tough to do, man. What of energy efficiency? All of us in most of our companies, we open tap like this, we wash our hand. Wash hand, you can wash out for 10 times. Why not introduce sensor? That it is when it sees your hand, water comes out. It's not expensive. Because the water you are using, your borehole will continue to use pump in your tank to pump it to your tank every time. Pumping machine takes a lot of energy. You can see why you can reduce electricity within the confines of your own that you can control. Number 3, go to some hotels. When you enter like this, no light. Until you put the card inside, light will come. That's energy efficiency. Why not adopt a system whereby when you are leaving your office like this, as you are leaving, the light is off. If you don't have money, please off your light before you go home, everybody. By the time you do that, you are reducing energy cost. This is green workplace. Why not think of safe digitalization? Why are you printing? You sign, you print. When you can also do DocuSign. DocuSign is free. You use DocuSign and sign online. But most of us want to see hard copy. At the moment, the more you get hard copy, the more you go to the forest to cut the trees. The more you cut the trees, the more CO2 that they are taking out. They don't take it out again. The more you allow erosion to happen, deforestation, you are the one causing the problem. We are the one causing the problem, and we want a green environment. Okay, let's go to the next one. You see some of your lighting system. Some of them will take your energy and you become wastage. Why not start going to LED system? Why not start using energy saving bulbs? Somebody told me one day, said, in my office I have 10 ACs. This light is killing me. I said, I have 12 in my office and it's not killing me. He said, how? I said, I just bought energy efficiency air conditioners. I put them in place. Do a solar system. It's the beginning that can be cost, but it is very cost effective at the end for you. I don't pay much, and it's same band A. This is greener workplace. Some will go and buy ACs, and the ACs will produce the level of coolness that can also affect your health. That is greener workplace. You have to know what you are buying. Do you know that our mothers here, and that's to you, our mothers, you like to stockpile the refrigerator with a lot of food stuff, soup that you have cooked for us. God bless you for cooking soup. Now, that refrigerator will continue to work 24/7. It takes more energy. Why not buy eco-friendly refrigerator? Eco-friendly on. That one has a lot of thermostat in it. When you cool it and it's blocked, it off itself. It will off itself. Don't waste energy. That's a greener workplace. Somebody, I went to a company to do audit one day on ISO 14001:2015, environmental management system. In that company, they print a lot. They print 50, 100. I said, this is not too good for a greener workplace. Don't print too much. Printing, some of us are workers in mosque and church. We bring all the papers and programs of the church and mosque. We bring it to office. We print. I said, look, stop it as a company. It will affect your bottom line later. And they say, how can we stop? Me, I like to give our solution. I don't believe there's a problem without solution. I don't believe any problem there's a solution. We just need to think out of it. That is why they say risk and opportunities are two sides of the same coin. When you are seeing risk and you are shouting threat, another person is getting money from that thing. I can never forget COVID-19. My technical advisor is there, my TA. You remember in Lagos, COVID-19, when we are shouting, people are dying, they are dying, no nose mask. A woman came forward and did nose mask with Ankara. When we are crying, no nose mask, she did with Ankara and she claimed good cash. You know why? Because she knows that for every risk, there is always what? Opportunities. Now, and I told the company, I said, what can you do? It's simple. Safe digitalization, so simple. Number one, if they must print in your company, let the printing be back, front and back, front and back. That reduces the amount of papers that you are using. That's ISO 14001:2015 objective. I said, you can still go further by saying, nobody should print. If you want to print, password your printer. And to give title of document you are printing. When they did that thing, within 3 months, people don't print again. Because what they are printing is their personal document. That's number 2. Number 3, why not put software in place and do your things online? Maybe SAP, do your things online. Put an enterprise resource planning, ERP. You want to go for leave, apply online, approve online. Nobody's bringing any document for anybody to sign. That will give you a greener workplace. So when you say a workplace is a greener workplace, it's a workplace that does not allow for wastage. You have to manage your energy. There is no wastage at all, and the people's health are improved. When you're in a workplace that is not too good, it will affect your health. When the ambience is not good, when there is no serenity, everywhere is just making noise, everything is not too good, not calm, then you are going to be affected. And as I've said, that is how you integrate sustainability with that one. So when you have such thing, it gives you improved brands. Today, if you want to work for some organization, they ask you, what are you doing? What are your sustainability strategy or initiatives before I can partner with you? So all small things I've mentioned can be used in your organization. These are what people are doing. That is why Ayosh came forward and said, smart businesses that focus on people see a healthy return on investment. No matter how your company is, if you focus on the people element of sustainability, you will surely assist a lot as a business. And that people element is what we call safety, and we now add it to sustainability and become sustainability. In short, sustainability is the way to go for now. Safety professionals don't fight, don't argue with service professionals. We are all the same. We are all driving a common cause. After all, I'm a service professional, I'm a safety person. You can do anything. Just make sure that it's focused on people, it's focused on the planet, and it's focused on the profitability of the business. That's prosperity of that business. In short, somebody asked me a question one day, a conference like this, and he threw that questions to me. He said, "Engineer, I have a question for you. Everybody is mentioning ESG, 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 ESG. Is safety in ESG? Safety is not part of ESG. ESG is a new phenomenon now that is going everywhere in the world. If you are not an ESG person, you are nobody. Under risk management also, with our enterprise risk management, people have started telling us again that in ERM, ESG is very critical. Then the challenge is now, are we into ESG risk or not?" And I said, look, one need to search and understand very well. When you say ESG, when ESG was first coined in this world long time ago, before Kofi Annan